Year 1 Web Quest. Help the Gingerbread Man escape. Throughout this web quest, there are a lot of instructions. You can have a go at reading the instructions, but if it gets too tricky, you can listen to the instructions by clicking the play button on the voice recording bars, which are located underneath the instructions. Your goal for this web quest is to help the Gingerbread Man escape from being eaten and make it to the gingerbread village across the river. I will now explain what you need to do to help the Gingerbread Man. Step 1. In Step 1, you will learn and practice some skills that will help you to help the Gingerbread Man. First, you will need to watch a measurement video, which will show you how to measure the length of an item. Then, you will practice measuring items around the classroom. To do this, you will need to print out and complete a measurement worksheet. Then you will continue to practice your measuring skills by playing some online measuring games. You also need to use your following direction skills. We have already done this in class, but you may need to refresh your memory and practice those skills. You can do this by playing some online direction games. Then you will be ready to help the Gingerbread Man escape. How will you do this? Step 2. Step 2 begins with you watching the next part of the story in the YouTube video. Then you will be given a partner to work with. You will work with your partner to help the Gingerbread Man get through the town and past some obstacles. First, Partner 1 will help the Gingerbread Man get through the town by working on Map 1. The Gingerbread Man doesn't know the way through the town, but his friend Goldilocks does. Goldilocks will tell you the directions through the town, and you will need to print out the town map and draw these directions on the map. Click on the picture of the map to download it, and click on the play button on Goldilocks to listen to her directions. Partner 2 will then help the Gingerbread Man get past the first obstacle, which is 2 bridges. The Gingerbread Man wants to use the shortest bridge, so you will have to print out the bridge worksheet and measure each bridge using toothpicks to work out which bridge is the shortest. Once both partners have completed their task, you will need to hand your completed map and bridge worksheet to me, your teacher. Then you can both move on to Step 3. Step 3. Step 3 begins with you watching the next part of the story in the YouTube video. Partner 2 will then work on Map 2 by printing out Map 2, listening to Goldilocks' directions and drawing them on the map. Partner 1 will work on the next obstacle, which is a cliff and 2 logs. The Gingerbread Man wants to use the longest log as a bridge to get across the cliff. So you will need to print out the log worksheet and measure the 2 logs using toothpicks to work out which is the longest log. Step 4. Step 4 begins with you watching the next part of the story in the YouTube video. Then Partner 1 will work on Map 3 by printing out Map 3, listening to Goldilocks' directions and drawing them on the map. Partner 2 will work on the next obstacle, which is 2 hills. The Gingerbread Man has to climb one of the hills and wants to climb the shortest hill. So you will need to print out the hill worksheet and measure the 2 hills using toothpicks to work out which is the shortest hill. Step 5. Step 5 begins with you watching the next 2 parts of the story on the YouTube videos. Partner 2 will work on Map 4 by printing out Map 4, listening to Goldilocks' directions and drawing the directions on the map. Partner 1 will work on the next obstacle, which is a river. The Gingerbread Man needs to get across the river. There are 2 ropes hanging on a tree above the river, which the Gingerbread Man can use to swing across, but he needs to use the longest rope. So you will need to print out the rope worksheet and measure the 2 ropes to work out which rope is the longest. If you complete all of that and get the Gingerbread Man across the river to the gingerbread village, then you'll have just one final task. Step 6. Step 6 is your last task. The Gingerbread Man needs your help to work out which house he wants to live in. He wants to live in the tallest house in a particular street. The Gingerbread Man will give you directions to that street. You will have to print out the map of the gingerbread village and follow the Gingerbread Man's directions to get to that street. Then, you will need to measure each house in the street using MAB blocks to work out which house is the tallest and record the measurements on a measurement answer sheet. Then you will be finished. Click the Next Page button below to go to the next page and get started.